I thought I was winning. Life was going good, business was going good, but what happened next I was not expecting. Over 6 years of battle, I felt like my life had turned into a game of Monopoly and I'd land on the wrong square too many times as I saw everything I'd worked for starting to fall apart. If you did not watch my previous episode about going from a benefit to business, you might want to go and watch that one first. In this episode, I'm going to share with you my stormy season. So after I'd paid back the money I'd borrowed to start my business, unfortunately my stepdad was diagnosed with cancer and given 6 months to 12 months to live. I supported him and my mum during his cancer treatment and right up to the day that he passed. It was emotionally exhausting and challenging, but I felt honoured to be able to be there with him during that time. At the end of 2017, I did something that I thought I'd never be able to do. My mum gave me my inheritance early and I purchased my first home. Now I purchased a home that was in a completely different area in order to get best value for money, and I wanted to purchase a home that will allow my mum to come and stay with us. When we moved in the house, honestly, it was like a dream come true. The house was warmer than any house we'd lived in before and had so much space. The area was completely different, but I felt really good. I started to also have time for myself again. My children had gotten older and more independent, and I started to realize that I needed to take care of myself, and I lost a heap of weight. I was feeling great. Near the end of the first year of owning a home, the children's dad told me that he's going to leave the country. This meant that he would no longer be paying child support payments. When I applied for my mortgage, the whole way I could afford a mortgage was because I was getting the child support payments as part of my income. So now I had to look for a way to increase my income. I knew at the Crusader Games that there was room for a second donut trailer and some other events around town where our line was just huge. So I decided to invest whatever I had to be able to set up another donut trailer. I thought, well, I just need to do one busy season and I'll be able to get that money back that I've invested in it. What was supposed to bring money in, unfortunately, all came to a halt because then COVID hit in 2020. And around that same time, I started getting threatening emails from my brother. Unfortunately, my brother had turned my mum against me. And then soon after, near the end of that year, I was served Highcourt proceedings. I became the defendant in a Highcourt case. It was so scary. I had only ever had a lawyer when I purchased my house. Now I had to deal with lawyers and a whole lot of legal stuff that I did not understand. And I knew from what everyone said is that it was going to be expensive. But at that stage, I would have never expected it to be as expensive as it has been. There's one thing to go to court, but it's quite another when your family members are taking you to court. Because I love my mum. Me and my mum had such a close relationship, and I would have never ever expected such a thing to happen. So not only were I navigating this legal case, I was also grieving for the loss of my mum, even though my mum was still alive, and also the hurt and pain that my own family coming against me, how horrible it was. And just, if someone had told me this in the past it was going to happen, there was no way I'd ever believe them, because that's how strong me and my mum's relationship was. So while I tried and tried to prevent it going to court, unfortunately it went all the way to High Court. It was a 4-day hearing and I was so nervous, but luckily I'm a Christian and I've got God, and I asked for his peace. And when I got on there, I sat down on the stand, the peace just came across me. The thing about telling the truth is easy to say. Telling lies is a lot harder, so all I had to do was sit there and speak the truth. I could tell within the first few days that this case was going to go in my favor. I just had this strong feeling towards it. Unfortunately, courts take a long time. 6 months later, the judgment was out and all claims against me failed. The judgment was really good. I read through it and I was just amazed at how intelligent the judge was. He could really grasp the whole situation and the family dynamics and what was happening. But you know what they say, it's not over till it's over. Because shortly after, they did what's called an appeal. They're appealing his judgment. So then it got sent to appeal court. That took another almost whole year. And then in November the following year, we were back in court for a one-day hearing at appeal level. Then I had to wait approximately 4 more months for that judgment. I thought, right, once the appeal's over, then I can start my next chapter. That's not the case. So the judgment of the appeal came out and it's been admitted back to Highcourt. So now I'm in for another year. This felt like I was running a marathon, and I don't like running at all. This was a long distance marathon. I thought that I got to the finish line, and then they say, no, you have to do another lap. I get to the finish line again, thinking, yes, I finished. No, you have to do another lap. Again, third time to the finish line. Another lap. During COVID, I studied real estate. I thought this might be a good backup plan because my donut trailers were all on hold and parked up. I got my real estate license and started in real estate during the COVID time. I sold the second setup and kept one so that I could have some money in order to start my real estate business. I thought that if I kept one donut trailer, then I could use that as income while I slowly developed a real estate business. However, that didn't go to plan. Because I decided not to get the COVID vaccination, it meant that when events did start up, I couldn't actually work in my donut trailer because they required me to have the vaccine passport. So I ended up selling the second trailer. Going into real estate, it wasn't a good time because I had the stress and the pressure of the Highcourt case and all the documents coming through that was not helping with my energy and attention. It was at this time that I started going back to church, which was really where I found my peace again, and I gave up real estate. So it's been a real challenge the last 6 years, and I'm so looking forward to this season being over. You don't learn so much when life is going smooth and easy. It's in these stormy seasons that you get your best lessons. And though it's painful and horrible going through it, I do believe this is a making of a really good testimony. And I do believe these lessons that I'm learning in this season will help me in the future. I know that I will look back on this time and I will say I will never get to where I'd got to had that not happened. In life, I've learnt that you cannot control people or life itself. Bad things do happen to good people. However, you have control of who you are in the situation, how you behave, what your perspective is, how you manage it, what you learn, how it changes you, and what strengths can you gain from the situation. It's so hurtful when someone comes against your character. My cousin said this to me, which really helped. She said, we know you, and the people who know you, they know that the things that are being said are not true. So I really had to learn to back myself and to stand firm in who I am. I've reflected on my situation and my family and the things that I was carrying that was never mine to carry. I have rethought how I want to live this life, well, at least the rest that I have. I've looked at what's important to me and really what is not. The world can give you this idea of what life is supposed to be, but during this process, that has really changed for me. Life isn't always about making loads of money either. Your energy, your time, your peace, your joy, all of these things are so important. Now, I don't know what's going to happen at the end of this. Look, I hope that one day I'm going to post this amazing video. You will know my journey from the beginning till when everything changes. And that's why I'm telling you this. Like, I can't tell you all the details of the court case because it's still ongoing. But anyone that's going through a court case kind of situation, you'll know it's not easy. It's so hard and so expensive. They have this saying that the only people that win are the lawyers. The cost is insane for Highcourt proceedings. We're talking 6 figures. My costs are over $200,000, which just, I don't even like to think about it. It's just that horrible. I don't understand how it can be this expensive. It's supposed to be a justice system. I don't see where the justice is when it comes to the cost. Nobody wins. In my next video, we're going to focus on letting go versus controlling. Sometimes letting go is exactly what you need to free yourself. Anyway guys, thanks for watching and we'll see you in the next episode. Have a great day.